what a turn. Molly Piglow taking it to the house.
Undeniably, the biggest story in surfing right now is what the women are doing in Waves of Consequence.
Katie Simmers says, game on.
Headline for the girls.
They're creating the biggest headlines. They're getting the fans more excited than ever.
This next generation, they are here. They are coming. They are pushing the envelope.
Oh my. 10s all the way across the board.
The women have absolutely been owning pro surfing.
Man, this is women surfing. You know, like we're doing it.
Welcome to the Surf City El Salvador Pro as we descend upon the beautiful cobblestone point of Punta Roca. The race for the Final Five really starts right here.
This is where you have to show up and show out and prove that you have what it takes to get a big result when the pressure is on.
Whoa!
Come on now. What?
What was that? That was as twisted as you could get.
The world title's the goal.
I start envisioning it and I start crying because I see it so clearly.
Just that Final Five will have a chance at a world title.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yep, and then action. John Florence has claimed the rankings lead for the second time this season. With 3 final appearances, the Hawaiian has cemented himself as a formidable title contender. Here in 2024, we're seeing the resurgence of the John Florence that we all know and love.
John yanks on the rail, over the foam ball, bucks through there.
He loves it.
Back in yellow, world #1, best of luck in El Salvador.
But for him to come down to El Salvador wearing that yellow leaders jersey, it almost feels like all is right in the surfing world. It's telling that we're seeing a reinvigorated, re-energized John.
John Florence throwing down the carb of the contest.
That was high-tech technology.
And I think it just is a reassurance that I'm doing the right thing and our team and everyone's kind of working in the right direction.
Another magicianry magic trick still going.
Come on.
And he is going to finally come out.
Ow.
John Florence has made a remarkable comeback this year. However, last season, El Salvador challenged the rankings leader.
I was just like so bummed and just like destroyed after losing on the elimination round.
Rare occurrence for John Florence.
Just being here, I was just in a really kind of tough mental state of competing and not really enjoying it and kind of taking it too serious and a little too tense and losing because of that.
The body language tells me what I need to know. The wave let him down.
It just doesn't feel good, and it doesn't feel good to be here. It doesn't feel good to be doing it when you're in that mindset.
John, real rough go for him.
I think last year was perfect for this year. It was kind of irritating for him, finishing 8th. He was pissed, and he obviously wanted to compete for the world title. He's coming into this year really amped and motivated.
Well, holy moly. That's a perfect 10 for John Florence.
Last year fired me up.
Yeah, you think back to the kind of John world title years, and this is starting to mirror what he did back then. But it's cool to see now because, you know, we haven't seen John be able to compete in the Final Five yet at lower trestles.
This is John's comfort zone. And John's in that kind of role. I mean, he's more consistent than he's been in a long time. He's back at the #1 seed.
What a turn again.
And the waves are pumping. It's like the perfect scenario for John to go all the way.
This is one of the heats of the day.
It is.
On paper and, of course, in person. John Florence, world #1. Liam O'Brien, 16, and your local wild card, Brian Perez.
Yeah, Brian Perez knows this wave like the back of his hand. So literally grew up steps away from the top of the point. He was washing the cars in the parking lot. His dad used to sell coconuts right here in the parking lot of Punta Roca. So the kid obviously knew what growing up with nothing was. but he's always doing things with a lot of grace and being a great host here to his home country in El Salvador. This story is nothing short of a miracle. It's beautiful to see.
Let's get right into it with the one and only Pink Panther. This is Brian Perez. Speed, power. Yo, Brian Perez has entered the chat, Mitchell. That's exactly what you want to see. 3 of the world's best.
Double J, though. I mean,
man.
He had the one major layback on the outside, and how's that wrap in the pocket? Truly looking like the rankings leader right now. Great exchange. It seems like John is going to get the best out of the 3, though.
Building speed, hunting the ramp. He gets it straight to the air. Give him an inch, he'll take a mile. He's on his way to an excellent score, no doubt. Watch out. Here comes the Pink Panther with a redemption song. Yeah, it's too easy. It's too awesome. It's John Florence, ladies and gentlemen. That's a feel-good wave for Brian Perez. It shows us more of what he's capable of. Great easy call for everybody, easy for the judges. A 16.33 for John Florence. And I'm seeing John in championship form. That right there was a brilliant heat.
Good heat, that's so fun.
I was able to just kind of relax halfway through and be like, oh, if I was surfing this with my brothers right now, knowing I'd be so fired up, I wouldn't be able to control myself. So, yeah, I could definitely try to bring that into it.
Brisa is honestly one of the most remarkable stories that we've seen. From missing the cut a few years ago, she loses her sponsors.
I felt like I kept on going deep into this hole, and I couldn't figure out why. And I was like, I can't do this anymore.
It feels like right now surfing is having an incredible moment of excitement, skill, and bravery shown by women.
Pipeline barrel pulls in under the hook, spat out.
Visibility started in mainstream sports with big stories coming about female athletes. Well, it started for surfing in early 2024. You have this huge explosion.
Molly picked them, pulls up and under. She gets the exit.
Perfect 10.
So often we talk about women shattering the ceiling, but what we're seeing here in 2024 on the WSL CT is women raising the floor.
It's very competitive now, just feeding off each other's energy and inspiring each other.
What a turn. And then you come to Tahiti.
Hey, let's go.
It's 10 foot and heaving. You're talking about serious fear to actually take that step. Like, this is the moment. Like, I've been asking for this. Sometimes it's life and death.
Oh my! Deep one for Weston Webb. She comes out.
We're pushing the boundaries.
Brisa Hennessy pulls in.
We're changing the game of women's surfing in our own different ways. And that's magical to witness and to be a part of.
Opening round for the women's here, the Surf City El Salvador Pro, presented by Corona.
So coming here to El Salvador, there's ever so slightly some movement on the leaderboard. We've obviously got new woman in yellow, Brisa Hennessy. She has been incredibly consistent throughout the year, and then with her runner-up finish in Tahiti, taking that yellow jersey.
I think the last time I was in the yellow jersey, it was so new for me to be at the top and to feel all those different emotions.
World number 1. Stumbling on the takeoff, Brisa goes down.
The lows, the highs, like it all kind of built up to this moment.
Brisa Hennessy's this just incredible story, like the courage, the tenacity, the strength of will that she had to tap into to get to the top of this sport. I didn't even remember all the hardships that she went through.
I think it started kind of in 2022. Weird ups and downs within my energy levels and my mental health.
Brisa Hennessy has not made the cut.
That is heartbreaking.
Going further deep into this hole, honestly, my arms could not paddle anymore. So I did a lot of blood work, and the first thing they found was I had hypothyroidism, one of the most common diseases in women, and it happens a lot to athletes, just because our adrenals are fried. You know, we push ourselves so much. My cortisol levels were all over the place. I did an MRI, and yeah, there was a benign tumor in my pituitary gland, and I needed to take 6 months off. It was really meant to be. So yeah, it's my dream to like have my own garden one day, for sure. I was born off the grid in Costa Rica, in the thick of the jungle. There's no grocery store, there's no restaurants, I mean, no electricity whatsoever. While I felt like I could have died a couple times, like jaguar incidents, some snakes, you know, monkeys, I also became so connected with my surroundings. I really want to embrace little jungle girl Brisa more. I think she had life figured out pretty good. My parents actually had a little surf school down there, surfing these bright point breaks by themselves. Yeah, they pushed me into, you know, my first wave when I was 2, and I was hooked. I am the lotus, but I am the mud. To bloom even in no moonlight, when I already knew the sun. For the brackish, dirty depths seated compassion, the fearless fragrance of hope. The towering mountain, all but a dewdrop on my petal. I see my edges, but that I am not. Breathe in fearless courage, breathe out pure kindness. Oh, to bloom again. We all come from the dirt, and we have struggles.
Brisa is honestly one of the most remarkable stories that we've seen. She stayed present in the challenge that she was facing at the moment, whether it was the getting cut, whether it was the losing the sponsor, whether it was the diagnosis of the brain tumor.
I saw a lot of amazing doctors, found a lot of answers, and surgery could do more harm than good. At the moment, I'm working on shrinking my tumor. Meditating, breathing, eating the right things, and my inflammation has come down.
Brisa taking off. There's that setup, and then grabs the rail. Beautiful execution from Hennessy.
My energy has come back a lot. So sick. Mentally, I'm feeling the best I have in a long time.
It's like the biggest wave of different emotions possible.
Your current world #1, Brisa Hennessy.
Wow, thank you. Oh my gosh, I don't know what to say.
Are you at all surprised to find yourself #1 in the world right now?
I am, honestly. I'm like in this state of like not forcing it and trying not to be a victim of my problems, of my health issues, of things that hold me down. I really want to work hard, but also embrace all those moments of being on tour.
The journey she's been through has, you know, obviously struggled at the time, but she's come out absolutely firing and stronger for it.
Hennessy, big snap here for current world #1. Hangs onto a float. Wow, 180 pivot. Coming around, and
that was sick. Cracker of a wave to start the day.
Heat control right now for world #1. Back to live action. Sakura Johnson here. She's trailing Brisa Hennessy. Sakura is looking dynamic on this wave. This is going to tighten up the heat. Gets the finish. That's going to activate Brisa Hennessy. Brisa. Nice carve there. Powerful snap on the Glenpang surfboard. One more quick snap. A third. Lightning fast snap, and a fourth with a huge redirect there. Sakura, second wave of the set. Eases through a cutback. Lining up on this inside section. This is when the wave's gonna run. Big slash off there. Little caught up, makes up for it. One more slash for Sakura, and a solid finishing maneuver. Did she turn the heat?
Couple of little bauble-y moments, which leaves questions in the judges' minds for sure.
Betty Lou needed a 7.14, gets a 7.17.
And at the back, Brisa again.
In the final exchange, Brisa can turn this heat. Snaps off the top, quick direction change there. Again, looking super solid. Last exchange between Brisa Hennessy and Betty Lou Sakura Johnson will be #1 in the rankings, moving into the quarterfinals.
Yeah, it was firing out there. I mean, it was really special to be out there with no one out. I mean, glassy conditions and perfect right point breaks. I mean, I'm just feeling good energy, you know, that pura vida energy, and yeah, I'm feeling it. Did I need a score? Yeah, I did. Yeah. Mom's definitely not okay up there. Sorry, Mom. Yeah, Mom, sorry. Every heat I feel like I'm so sorry.
My goal in life is just to be a mentor for all the kids that want to achieve.
Italo Fajada, your winner from Tahiti, going up against an incredibly talented wildcard, Brian Perez, the pride of El Salvador. This guy's got a massive air game. Is he going to go to it? He does.
Whoa!
Come on now, make it. 24-year-old Brian Perez is representing El Salvador on surfing's biggest stage. Watch out, here comes the Pink Panther. If anybody knows this break, it's Brian Perez. Perez learned to surf just steps away from Punta Roca.
This way is super special for me. This is La Paz. When I started surfing the first time, my dad took me to Sur La Paz. I remember I was 7 years old. To have that connection with the water and with the board, having so much fun. And then I remember that feeling, and then I said to my dad, I wanna surf my whole life. The first time I was surfing is the first time I fell in love with surfing. I grew up super close to Punta Roca. That's my house right there.
That's your house?
Yeah.
So close to
yeah. Thank God first, and my dad and my mom that they show you how to enjoy life, you know. Just go and surf, have fun, and go to the house, go to school. That's why I'm here right now. First for God, and then second for my parents. My mom over there. My mom is super shy. She's scared about the camera. It's like everything for me, you know, to see my mom super proud of me. When they see you grow up, and then they see you achieve your dream, you know, that's the big thing that I have my family. My family is the big support that I have. I have the people that support me when I was a kid, Marcelo. For me to have those people around me still, that's the blessing. This is my brother's house.
Since he was a kid, like, he is one of the kids that have a beautiful soul, you know, and he's an amazing human, you know, like super humble. Like, he goes to the next level. He's super grateful, always grateful for everything. And
this is where I grew up. This is my mom's house. This is my brother's house. This is my cousin's house. That's me and the barrel.
He grew up in Paradise, but back in the days, Paradise was also like a place where a lot of bad things happen, you know, and Brian was surrounded by gangs.
It was difficult at that time to just surf and focus on surfing because a lot of things going around. My dad, he always like, hey, go surf, and then go straight to the house because it's too dangerous to be outside.
The kids don't have too many options when they live in that environment, but he have surfing, and I think he saw a way out of the problems and a way for him to help himself, but also to help his family.
It's crazy how everything's changed so much, you know. I remember when I was a kid, I opened the window and then you see all the car was parking over there. And when I see a lot of car parking, I was like, it's good, it's pumpy, so I got to surf. My goal in life is just to be a mentor for all the kids that want to achieve their dreams.
There's a lot of kids that now they know they can do it. It's beautiful for Salvadorians to have someone that you can feel really proud. And he's always inspiring people with the way he works and the way he is.
What more you can have, you know, you have everything. You have the good way, you have the good life, you have the food, you have your family, you have the people that I see you grew up. Beautiful life.
Buenos dias and welcome to Surf City, El Salvador. Italo had your winner from Tahiti going up against an incredibly talented wild card, Brian Perez, the pride of El Salvador.
Italo coming off of his first championship tour victory since 2021 out of Tahiti. Momentum with Italo Ferreira, but who can stop a momentum like that? A local crowd favorite. Brian Perez, he knows this break like the back of his hand. So this is going to be a big, big challenge for the 2019 world champ, Italo Ferreira.
And here we go, our first wave of the day. Italo with everything to lose right now as he is finally cracked up into that top 5 spot. I'm liking the tempo we're seeing from Italo right now. Our first look at our local wild card, Brian Perez. Airdrop floater right there. Italo had on his backhand. Big whip out the back. Here you see building speed. What do we have on the inside? Critical section for Italo. But watch out for the Pink Panther, Brian Perez. He's setting things up. This guy's got a massive air game. Is he going to go to it? He does. make it.
Whoa!
Come on now. Good morning. Buenos dias, everybody.
Look at the height on that thing, though. And look at where he lands, literally on the lip.
Brian Perez, whose point is this? Let's go. This is insane.
And we've just seen a shocking upset. Number 5 in the world, taken out by our local wild card.
I'm super grateful to be here again and with my family, with the people from El Salvador. So beautiful to see all the country come to support me. I've been working so hard, like every day, waking up early, put my mind in the right spot, meditate and bring that energy that I'm going to win the heat. And then, yeah, it's happening. This is the moment I was waiting for to show my surfing.
Being the first Salvadorian male ever to win a championship tour heat. This time against Italo, who's number 5 in the world coming into the event here. And finally proves what he's capable of. Like, that's ridiculous.
We've got another hammer of a heat lined up for you. We have current world number 1, John Florence, going up against Brian Perez. Out the back on one of the biggest waves we've seen. It's the Pink Panther. Wow. Layback jam right in the pocket. Brian Perez.
He's always surfing in the pocket, Chris. Whoa.
That's a nice turn. Pushing the chemistry board to its limits right there. Identifying a ramp, sees it, boom. 617. Now John Florence needs an 867. We'll see what John Florence has to say about that. Oh, there we go. Power jam for John Florence. Another. Woo. I think John's angry because that's how he surfs when he's mad. I love to see it. John Florence needs an 867, 893 for the win. He's in the quarterfinals. Congratulations to Brian Perez, the only El Salvadorian surfer to ever win a championship tour heat.
First heat with John was so beautiful.
I've been watching you for when I was a kid. Oh, yeah, it's a long time. Always watching you.
I knew it was gonna be hard because John is one of the best surfers in the world, and he's my favorite surfer too. I can't ask him for more, you know. It's too beautiful to be here, represent my country, represent my people, the local from Punta Roca, to go compete and represent and do my best on the contest. See my family, see my friends that support me. That's my motivation every day.
All right, this is going to be a heavyweight boxing match, and it starts right now. Even a chippy paddle battle, and there it is, interference.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
He knows what he's got to do, and it's not. Griff goes huge.
There's no way that he's losing this heat.
The men's Final 5 picture coming out of Tahiti is pretty exciting. John, Griff, Jack, Ethan, Italo Fajeda. Of course, we'll have to see what happens after El Salvador, but for right now, that's a good group of surfers.
This is the race for the Final 5.
We're at a pivotal point in the year right now. Only 2 events left after this one. There's such a small gap between the people that are top 20 surfers and those who are at the very top in the top 5. It's pretty undeniable that Griffin Colapinto has been the most consistent surfer here outside of Felipe.
Here comes Griffin Colapinto, bashes off the top. He's in the final.
2 finals. I feel like could easily win his first championship this year.
I think Griff finally has that true belief in himself. He knows he belongs now at the top, and that's why we're seeing this string of incredible results.
Can Griffin hopscotch over John Florence for the top of the rankings? We'll find out at the end of this event. We only have 3 events left. At that time, the Final 5 are going to be established, and just that Final 5 will have a chance at a world title. The stakes have risen. It's much more pressure, and every heat counts.
Heat 1, Griffin Colapinto going up against a returning João Chianca. Very excited to see João Chianca back in competition after an injury. He's been looking sharp.
His quickness, his precision is something that shouldn't be underestimated, but number 2 in the world, already with 4 wins. He's looking for number 5 right here.
This is going to be a heavyweight boxing match. And it starts right now. Even a chippy paddle battle.
Oh, what happened?
Somebody may have got blocked.
In that situation, John Shanka had the inside position for the wave, and Griffith did a classic block. He loses half of his second scoring right, still has a chance in this heat.
And there it is, interference on Griffin Colapinto.
Wow.
Shock and awe. I mean, his title campaign right now could have been affected.
Wow, that is a shocker right there, let me tell you.
I think Griff's about to go off, and I'm here for it. Jiao Chianca, beautiful S-turns and a nice jam there on that inside section.
Well served.
And right behind him, Griffin Colapinto. Big air, catches the landing, hits the whitewater, more to give on the inside, winding up. Griff goes huge! Oh! Pulls it around. That's how you surf out of an interference call, ladies and gentlemen. Guess who was right underneath him? Jiao's right there by the WSL logo looking up going, oh no. 9.43 for Griffin Colapinto, one of the highest single wave scores of this event.
Another one.
I mean, Griff still needs a 9.14.
Needs to go huge once again.
This is wild, you guys.
All right, looking for a 9.14. Generating speed, he knows what he's got to do, and it's there. Griff, front five. He's got more. Bashes it on the inside section. He wants it.
Griffin leading 9.79, and it seems like the score coming through not enough for the surfer from San Clemente in red.
An 8.3. Unfortunately, though, it goes to a 4.05 due to that paddling interference. Griffin Colapinto, back-to-back events, goes down.
Fight back. Thank you. Griff is absolutely one of the best. Such a bummer that that interference happened so early. When that happened, the first thing that I thought it was, don't hate the player, hate the game.
Heat number 2. It's Gabriel Medina versus Ryan Callan in a battle of the powerhouse goofy footers.
Medina pulls in, pulls up, high line through this barrel.
The guy is on fire.
He jumped 7 spots with his performance in Tahiti. Coming in number 12 on the rankings into this event.
Woo, Medina! Woo, yeah!
Here we go. Gabriel Medina looking for his 4th world title. 2 big turns. Callanan on the outside. Medina's wave, meanwhile, perking up through the inside section. Arkel's trying to catch up to him. Medina goes backside reverse, makes it, finishes his wave. That's going to be a huge score. Arkel goes down on the inside. 8.5, that puts him in the lead. That means Ryan Callanan needs a 7.34. Uh-oh, here we go. Speed, power, flow. Highline carve, building speed. What's he got on this inside racetrack? Ryan Callanan drops an 8-point ride. That's how you flip a heat.
With 2:45 to go, Gabe probably still gonna have a chance to answer back, Chris.
Wow, that clean is wavy.
Go. Patience there in the bottom turn. Quick snap.
Oh.
That was a bash. Give it to him. Coming in. 1:40 to go. He's coming in.
Here we go. Ryan could have another chance.
Medina's on the beach right now, watching Ryan Callanan with 27 seconds left. Arkel cranks it off the bottom, straight into the lip. Woo. Ooh, just gets slightly hung up.
A little dirty.
A
little bit dirty, but that first turn was so money.
Gabriel Medina comes through with a 7.67. Ryan Callanan would need an 8.18. Didn't get it.
Good effort. What a heat, guys. What a heat.
Medina goes monstro.
I just want to make hits. That's how I'll get points. And I feel happy to get the last one, you know. I'm really happy with my performance.
Watch out, Final 5. You got a monster knocking on the door. The round of 16 continued, and world number 2, Jack Robinson, advanced to the quarterfinals.
Wow, Jack, first turn. Nice air reverse.
Robinson is on his way to solidifying his place in the Final 5.
You can look at the rankings, and we all do, but still got a while to go, and you know, just stay on the journey.
Double E, Ethan Ewing catches a rail.
Oh my.
World number 4, Ethan Ewing is unable to find an answer to Matthew McGillivray's big scores.
Punching it out in the air.
It is over.
That's 3 disappointing 9th place finishes in a row for the Australian. For world number 6, Jordy Smith, every heat win is crucial as the South African looks to cement his place in the final 5.
Jordy Smith will go to that number 5 position.
I mean, tomorrow's another day. Hopefully I can climb 4th, 3rd, 2nd, you know.
We're live from El Salvador. Surf City's going off, and Caroline Marks cutting into that bottom turn. Big snap.
There it is. Well, it's to get in the top 5, the higher the better.
Caroline Marks is on fire. That said, there's a young lady out there with something to prove.
Look at the spray off of that thing. Bang.
There's so much more on the line for Gabby.
Give it everything I got to get to that final 5.
That race for the final 5 continues. Quarterfinals in the water at the Surf City and Sakura. Nice bowly section here. Snap to finish, a 6.93, best number so far. Brisa just needs a mid-range score. That guy's on both teams right now. Here she goes, big snap there. Power snap for Hennessy. Oh my goodness, goes down.
The women's quarterfinals wraps up, and rankings leader Brisa Hennessy is eliminated. While falling to 3rd in the rankings, she still has a fighting chance to clinch a spot in the final 5.
Brisa, after her loss, there's been movement right at the top. Katie has jumped up into that number 1 position, which is big news.
Katie rips, and she's been a big part of changing the game, and she's only 18. She's got a real cool skate influence. We definitely want to hone into it, let her do it her way and express that sort of DNA that she's got.
And then you've got Gabriella Bryant. In my opinion, she's the most powerful woman on tour. She's also outside that final 5.
She's probably always been the underdog, and I think that suits her personality.
Show the world. Show the world what you got.
Yeah. Welcome back. It is sizzling down here at Punta Roca. Here we go. Katie Simmers versus Gabriella Bryant. No tranquilo, no chill, all action.
Gabby Bryant in the last heat surfed incredibly well. Here she goes, Chris. It seems like we got some action. Gabby with a huge turn outside.
Starting it off with a bang. Gabriella Bryant's power has been unmatched.
Tranquilo aquí is insane. Simmers is in this one. Straight up into the lip, big front side air. Can't pull it down.
Clash of the Titans. So far, Gabriella Bryant has had the edge and throwing a lot of spray. 3rd turn, give it a growl, Mitch.
Waka!
If you're into your bottom turn and the spray's still coming down from the turn you just did, you did something right.
Oh, yeah.
Caitlin Simmers, an answer back to Gabriella Bryant's opening waves, and this is what we want to see from Katie.
Great stuff. Looking good to qualify for the finals once again, the surf promotion side. But she did get a little hung up right there, but the timing on that last section was perfect, and a really difficult maneuver right there, right at the end.
Gabriella Bryant in that big lead. Katie Simmers looking for a 6.71. You got a minute 40, Katie. She needs to get angry. She needs to get wild. She needs to lean into that Billie Eilish breakup song and go off. This is one of the most exciting surfers on the planet right now, hoping for a clutch finish, building up speed down the line, looking for the section. Quick snap there, comes around it, floats it again. She needs a critical section to work with. Get mad, Katie.
I don't know.
Don't doubt yourself just yet.
This turn is the most radical we've seen all event long, though. Seconds on the clock.
Did she do enough? Looking for a 6.71.
Last of red, 6.3.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a breakup song. Gabriella Bryant ripped her way into the finals.
Just believing in myself, I think, is the biggest thing. And if I just dig into what I know and how I surf, I knew I could do it. So I'm super stoked.
It's a huge bounce back for Gabby.
Yeah, Ralpha.
Gabriella Bryant means business.
Putting pressure onto world number 1 right now, Caitlin Simmers.
Women's finals coming up. It's going to be Gabriella Bryant and Caroline Marks.
Getting better, for sure. Yeah.
El Salvador is proving to be that magic spot for Caroline Marks. Last year, it was the first event win on her way to her maiden world title.
Goal is to get in the top 5. Obviously, the higher the better. Right now, she's sitting 5th with 3 events to go. If she could knock off a win right here, that would really put her right in the mix of that top 3 conversation.
Excited.
Yeah.
Just call Caroline, win this thing.
Do the best. Simple.
The heat is on. Caroline Marks is up and at it already here in the final. That's never gonna get old. That bottom turn snap like that. Gabrielle O'Brien's gotta fight her way back into this. Solid surfing for Gabrielle O'Brien. I mean, that's exactly what she needs to do. Score comes through a 6.93. She's into this heat.
Oh, wow, look, Caroline, here she goes.
Cutting into that bottom turn, big snap. High-speed turn for Caroline Marks.
Wow.
Another impactful yet condensed wave. And here we see Gabrielle O'Brien. Quick under the lip snap there. Comes around this section, has a big chunk of whitewater to attack.
She likes it.
Gabrielle O'Brien looking for a 7.87.
The last of red comes in as 7.53.
Not an man. By the slimmest of margins. Caroline Marks does it again. That backhand is unstoppable. She's the Terminator. Crown her.
Oh my God. I'm so excited. Congratulations. Number 2 in the world at the moment. You're on fire, girl.
Yeah, I want to be in that final 5, and I want to back on my world title. I want to be at lowers and hopefully win in front of my friends and family again. And yeah, all the stars aligned for me today, and I'm really stoked.
In El Salvador, the women who were in the top 5 coming into the event, they proved that they absolutely belong there, because leaving El Salvador, it's the same 5 women. And these are the women who have consistently put together the results to be there. And for Gabrielle O'Brien, she wants to prove she belongs among the best female surfers on the planet. And here at Punta Roca, she did exactly that. This could be the underdog on the women's side for the season, because she's sitting just outside that final 5 picture.
The scenario for Florence is he wins this event and he clinches his spot in the final 5. Pops it up, puts it down. And Iago has 30 seconds to respond. He just needs a 6.56 to take the lead.
Welcome, Surf City, El Salvador. Punta Roca is pumping. We've got some action in store for you.
Gabe Medina, 6, right below the cut line. Iago Dora, he's been wowing surf fans throughout this entire event.
Those guys are the best goofy footers that we have.
Semi-final number 1 out in the water, Iago Dora, Gabe Medina.
It's time to get fired up.
Dora, way up the point, you can see Mama Roca. Really shallow section here, pops it up. Inverted cork, lands on the cobblestones. Talk about a high-risk maneuver in a high-risk section of the wave. 8.33, incredible backside rotation from Iago Dora.
You can see Gabe just watching on here. I mean, this is not what you want to see.
Iago, again, this is a varial. Wow.
That's like co-innovative.
The news is spread, and everyone's gathering in the Red Bull Athlete Zone to witness what they know is competitive surfing progressing before our eyes right now. Iago Dora, he's up in the air.
What
was that? That was a McTwist, Indy McTwist. That was as twisted as you could get.
That was ridiculous. Just like the A, but like he had the grab like crazy.
And there's the score, 9.33. Big number dropped. Gabe Medina right here, and he's just looking to break the combination. Stomps on the tail, wants to ramp, is gonna have to go for turns here. No ramp opportunity, sees it down the line, telegraphing for an air, punches it through the air, lands on the white water again. So combination of turns and that aerial finish over the board, not as corked out. Yeah, 7.5 is gonna be Iago Dora into the final.
Whoa.
Just perfect in every single way, like, well done, Iago.
That was, in my book, a landmark heat and one of the most progressive displays we've seen on the championship tour so far this year by Yago Dora.
Going up against a guy like Gabriel, you know you have to go with everything and try to go big. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to go for it every wave and every opportunity I get. And it worked out. I keep landing this air somehow. Really grateful to be in another final, and it's time to go for it again. Like, the final is the stage for it.
In this final, Yago Dora coming up against John Florence. The scenario for Florence is he wins this event and he clinches his spot in the final 5. Yago Dora with a win here will get above that line into number 5. Here we go, first wave, John Florence. Pops it up, puts it down.
Look at the spray off of that thing, bang.
John slashes off the top. One more time, the carve layback hack. He's got some variety so far on this wave. Yago up right behind him. Nose pick, reverse there on the backhand. Goes for it again. John Florence has put Yago Dora into a 2-wave combination. Yago needs 16.33 to take the lead. The rhythm evident down the line for Yago Dora. Pops it up, puts it down.
Yes, sir.
A lot of it back into it. A 9.77. Now he just needs a 6.56 to take the lead. And Yago has 30 seconds to respond. That's not going to do it for Yago Dora. Exceptional surfing for John Florence. He's our champ for the Surf City El Salvador Pro. He clinches his spot in the final 5. So we're going to see John Florence for the first time at lower trestles.
It's just been such a good year. Like, coming into the year, there's so much going on. You know, we're having a baby and the Olympics and the tour and everything.
Oh, yeah, brother. So for you.
This will be my first time making it to the final, so I'm super stoked on that. Yeah, I'm just having fun competing. I really just want to serve as many heats as I can. But I'm just so stoked. I was going to be really bummed if I got another second. Yeah.
Thanks, John.
Yeah, thanks.
John's win here just proves to me that he is in really good nick this year. He's injury-free. He's surfing amazing.
Thank you. You're happy?
Final 5? Are we
Yes, you're locked for the
behind it.
Seems like he's unhinged. The floodgates are open. This is the John that we've known and loved for years. He is now in contention to surf for a world title on finals day.
Yeah! I was like 12 minutes, I was like, it's gotta go flat.
Put your hands together for the rankings leader. First win in his 4th final this year. Subcampeón del Surf City El Salvador Pro, John Florence.
With the win, John Florence maintains his place as the rankings leader, followed by Jack Robinson and Griffin Colapinto, and South African Jordy Smith moves up to 5th place.
Overall take on the men's final 5, John, he's in contention for a world title. Jordy Smith has snuck back up into that final 5, but trailing just behind him is Gabriel Medina, knocking on the door of a spot in the final 5 picture and fighting for a 4th world title.
We will see you in Brazil.
On the next episode of Inside Pro Surfing, the World Surf League returns to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil for stop number 8 on the championship tour.
That's right, it's the pathway to the Rip Curl WSL Finals. Gotta be in the final 5 to surf it though.
I feel immense pressure being here.